What's going on, guys? Today we're doing something a little bit different. We are here in Tampa, Florida for Spookala, which is a horror Comic-Con, and I've never been to one of these, but I used to work in a haunted house and I love all things spooky season, so I'm excited to go check this out. Spookala is a horror-themed convention located in Tampa at the Florida State Fairgrounds. They hold two of these conventions every year, one in the springtime and another closer towards October for spooky season. I've only been to one other con, being MegaCon, so I don't really know what to expect here, but I'm excited. I have made my way inside of the convention now, and this place is honestly bigger than I expected. Tons of different vendors with so many unique merch themed to horror. I'm currently scoping out the convention and checking out the booths. I came across this booth called Murder Memes, and they have something very unique over here. They have a t-shirt that is Marvel Studios with all horror characters all over it. I like that a lot. And if you buy a shirt, you also get a free poster of the same print. I think I'm gonna get that. I like that a lot. They also have many other unique prints that I love a lot, including this one from Terrifier. The detail in these are insane. I'm over here at Phil Bourne Art, Pop Culture Artist. They have these cool 3D boxes. They have some Disney characters over here. They have Buzz with the Infinity Gauntlet on his hand. That's awesome. They have a Marie one over here. They have many unique ones, including the Great Movie Ride. Now, I've never got to ride that ride, but I heard it was very good. They got the Haunted Mansion. They have some Marvel. They have some Star Wars. They have a little bit of everything. And then we go over here, and this is where we get into all of the horror ones. They have a Terrifier one right here. The Shining. Stranger Things. They have Ghostface. They have Beetlejuice. They even have killer clowns. Jason. This one's pretty cool too. They have a Halloween Horror Nights Chucky. I just came across this booth over here. It's called Mad About Plaid. They have many different horror wreaths, including Art the Clown. We got the guy from Saw. We even have down here a Jaws one, which is pretty cool. Freddy Krueger Dreamcatcher. That's awesome. Got the Twilight Zone. We even have this one. Check out the detail on this one. This is crazy. And then we also have Ghostface. Easter Ghostface, sorry. They even have the killer Easter Bunny over here. Look at the detail on that one. That one's crazy. And then they also have a Wicked one over here. Each of the wreaths range in price from $35 all the way up to $300. About to enter the next booth now. Check this out. This is awesome. And then they also have one from The Shining. And then they have a bunch of different masks over here. Pretty unique, honestly. Including the mask. They got Hellraiser. They have Frankenstein. They have, look at this. Deadpool and Wolverine's hand. That's pretty sick. And then we got one from the Lost Boys and even the Gremlins. We are now checking out the celebrity booth area where you can meet many different celebrities, whether you want an autograph, a selfie, or just a plain old photo op. They have different characters from The Walking Dead. They have one from The Boys right over here. They have Jurassic Park over here, Jurassic Park actors, and many others from many different horror movies. We have Tim Jacobs from the Goosebumps. They even have the original actor for Terrifier, Art the Clown, Mike Gianelli. I am now in line to meet Dominique McElliott from The Boys, also known as Queen Maeve. The Boys is one of my favorite shows, and I'm so excited to finally be able to meet one of them. And this is my first Funko Pop signing. I just got done meeting Dom. She was so sweet. She was like, I like your shirt. And I'm like, thank you. And then she's like, are you a fan of clowns? I'm like, I actually used to work in a haunted house. She said, no way, that's awesome. She was so nice. I even managed to get my Funko Pop signed to Bryen, Dominique, and in quotation marks, Queen Maeve. She even drew the 7 on the side, and that is so cool. This is my first Funko Pop that I've ever gotten signed before. I used to always be so jealous of seeing everybody getting their Funko Pop signed, and I'm like, I want to get that done, and now I can finally say that I have done it now. I had to do a quick outfit change. I just met the original Art the Clown. I had to flip the camera around because there was a lot of reflection, but here we are, to Bryen, original Art the Clown. Love that. I had to do it. It's one of my favorite horror movies now. When I was talking with him, he said that he liked my shirt, which is funny because he's like in the direct center. And after meeting him, he actually handed me a collectible trading card with him on it, and then here's the actor. That's awesome. I just came across this booth called Split Plug, Horror and Apparel. They have some pretty fun art prints over here for $20. I love the art one. And then they even have a bunch of t-shirts over here with the same design. On this wall, they even have more different options. Oh, I really like these. They even have some animal pins. And then over here, they have so many different stickers to choose from. We got a Steamboat Willie right here. I love that one. As always, you can always come across Funko Pops at any convention. You may even find some rare ones. Like these, you can't even find anymore in the stores. And then we got a glow-in-the-dark Beetlejuice. So many different options to choose from. I am now checking out this booth. It's called 89 Aliens Artistry, and it's a bunch of different lamps, custom hand-drawn. We have the Beetlejuice. We have Sting, we have the Terrifier, and we have a Jaws one down here. We got Gremlins, Superman, we got Ghostface, Jurassic Park, Creature from the Black Lagoon, that one's pretty cool. We got SpongeBob, Frankenstein and the Bride. Let's see, we got Nightmare Before Christmas, we got Pennywise. And then right over here in the back of the con is a booth for actually Howl O Scream Tampa, which is at Busch Gardens. And they have a bunch of free swagger you can get, some free candy, and if you want to work, you can scan a QR code, and they have part-time and full-time jobs. Here are some fun actors that you would run into. This is actually a really unique booth. So they're a bunch of flannels, but on the back they're actually ironed on with different characters from different horror movies, including Jaws, they got Gremlins, they got Jurassic Park, they got Late Night with the Devil, Halloween, Trick or Treat, Hocus Pocus. They even got a Terrifier one over here. They got real monsters, and then they have this one with all of the OG horror characters. I love that.
Complicated thing we did?
Yeah, the most complicated.
There was one, so there's one scene, I can't even remember what episode it is, but like Scott Gimple, who's like the guy who really was running the show when I joined, was like, okay, so there's a sequence that happens in the show, in like, and everyone's running out of the front door of the hilltop. Can you like pin a walker by his neck up against the wall with your foot? I was like, first of all, I'm 5'8". And like, okay, I could get my foot, like, no. I think I ended up like doing like this. But he wanted, can you just like do that? I was like, no, can you, what? Can you give me like a month to like practice that? There was like some kind of complicated stuff. There is also, in the big fight sequence that happens at the hilltop, where I'm kicking a bunch of walkers in the face and all that kind of stuff, and jumping over fire and all the stuff that Jesus does. There's one bit where I rebound off a trailer and kick a zombie in the face, sorry, a walker, in the face, and we shot it from a couple of different angles. We decided that we were going to shoot it from behind the walker, and so I was going to make it a knee to the face. So from that angle, from behind the walker, you know, with distance.
Was there ever a scene where you guys, it was so emotional or so intense, you just drove home thinking, did we really just film that?
So did you really just film that? Was it so emotional that you were like, wow, I can't believe we just really just filmed that?
I mean, my character didn't really have that many like emotional scenes, but I remember being very grateful that I wasn't in the circle, the Negan circle, because that sounded miserable. Like, first of all, being on your knees, and it was freezing cold at night then, and they're all like very emotional, like some people are having full-on breakdowns. I just remember being very grateful that I wasn't involved in that, but you were. I was like, I mean, I guess your character wasn't in it, but everyone else around you was.
Yeah, no, it was kind of wonderful to watch everyone in that scene work. The show is best when the cast is smaller, I think. By the time I left the show, we had 24 series regulars. It's hard to focus on the story you're telling. The sort of wonderful thing about the lineup was that we all got to be on set together and watch each other work because of the way that the semicircle was set up. So it's kind of wonderful. You don't get to see your friends work like that all the time. Everybody, obviously it was emotional for everyone. There's a lot, especially with Steven leaving the show. And I say especially with Steven because Steven was there from pretty much the very beginning. But to watch everybody work, even though it was intense, it was wonderful. And it was fun. Like I said, these things that are hard for us, this is what we live for in our work. And we want to do these wonderful emotional things. So
this was... This is the episode after the beheadings, and Avi Sadiq, he was given this. He had this long speech, and they rewrote it like the night before, and he had to rememorize it, and he delivered it beautifully. But what I decided, while I'm we're all like listening to him speak. I'm thinking about all the kids that had died in it. So like I'm thinking of Henry, which was theoretically I knew him his whole life, and so I was bawling hard. Like it was like a choice I decided to make because everyone was so epic looking up there. They were just. Yes, these are words, and me, I was just treating it like
I'm watching in the big screen be epic.
Oh, hey.
Works better in profile.
And but yeah, I was crying hard, and I realized I couldn't stop it. But to me, like it was just because we lose Enid, we lose Tara, we lost like characters that Jerry had. It's 6 years later, so in that thought process, I mean, all right, so I've known these people for 8 years now, and then Henry I've known. So I was really emotional there. I think they didn't. I saw camera was grabbing. I know they were going for it, and then I think they were like, nah, everyone needs to be tough here. And to me, that was just, to me, a character could be tough when we need to be tough, and I didn't see why we had to be tough during this, essentially this, ceremonial, funeral speeches, so. Yeah, I got emotional then. Red face, little snot, beard turned green, it was fine.
Over here, they have a bunch of different photo ops, including this fun Spookala photo op. And then over here, they actually have night owls with Jack Delroy. And then they even over here have a Jurassic Park truck you can get a picture with. You can even get inside. They also have 10 different posters over here that are completely free of charge. You just tell them which number you want and they'll grab it for you. Oh, I love that Ghostface one. Ooh, this Killer Clowns one is pretty fun. And then we also have this one with Homelander on it. And if you also wanted, you can get some fun photo ops taken over here from iconic scenes. Like we have Saw. I'm not sure which one this is from. Friday the 13th. Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. We also got this one. And then we also have this one. I wasn't able to film this area earlier because there's no filming allowed over here. But if you wanted to get away from all of the booths and stuff, you could actually come over here and for $20, you could play with a bunch of miniature pigs just running around. And then over here, you can also do for $50, you can encounter a kangaroo, a real life kangaroo. And also over here, they had a sloth that was up on here that you can also encounter, which I thought was pretty unique. And all of the proceeds go to the zoo. And now I'm outside hoping to find some food because I have not eaten much all day and I am starving. All right, and to end the night off, I stopped at Wings and Things and picked up myself some twisted mac and cheese, which is mac and cheese. It has some chicken with some hot honey sauce and fresh lemonade.